Welcome to Kit Catastrophe. My name is Kit, and today we'll be taking a look at Transformers Generation 1 Decepticon cassettes, Frenzy, and LASERBEAK. These figures came out in 1984, but I will be covering the 2019 vintage G1 reissue. They are repurposes of the Microchange, Microcassette Robo Micros, and Robo Condor, respectively.
But Kit, that's not Frenzy, you fuck! Frenzy is red, that is Rumble, you fucking...
Dude, why do you do that? Is your mind so devoid of what to say that you just type or say whatever little asinine thing pops into that tiny walnut you call a brain? The box says Frenzy. Therefore, this Frenzy is blue. Stupid. I was going to cover LASERBEAK first, but here we are. Frenzy turns into a blue and purple microcassette tape. The Rumble and Frenzy design is one of my favorite out of the first set of Cassetrons, with their cool silver sheen and miles of stripage. Around the back are some robot bits. LASERBEAK is nearly identical to Buzzsaw in tape mode, with identical detail layout. The main difference is that Buzzsaw is a more goldish yellow, while LASERBEAK is a slightly darker orange. Interestingly enough, LASERBEAK features a rub sign, which Buzzsaw lacks. Obviously, both Frenzy and LASERBEAK can fit into Soundwave's chest, although LASERBEAK seems to be uncooperative for some reason. He's the only one out of the 5 tapes I have who doesn't fit easily, and I'm unsure as to what that reason is. Frenzy's transformation was something of a surprise to me for how ingenious it was. For the longest time, the only cassette engineering I've been exposed to was my uncle's hand-me-down Rewind, and his transformation is pretty poor. Frenzy really does his best to integrate every bit of the cassette into the robot mode. The joints all feel clicky or silky smooth, and the spring-loaded head reveal is nice and dynamic. As for LASERBEAK, there's no added bells or whistles from Buzzsaw's transformation. You've all seen it before. Frenzy's robot mode is very great. It's nice and tall and lanky. The arms look a little gormless and happenstance, but they're easily adjustable for your desired camber. The golden chest detailing is very iconic, as are the stickers on his legs showing a faux 3D effect. He features die-cast feet and joints, giving him a nice sense of heft. The guns on his back are supposed to be able to fit onto his hands, but my copy just isn't having it. Same for Rumble, too. LASERBEAK, much like Frenzy, is also very iconic, but at the same time, he's still identical to Buzzsaw except with red instead of gold. There isn't much I can say about this guy that I haven't already said about Buzzsaw, which wasn't much to begin with. Still, he's such a pretty bird and a good boy. Starting with Frenzy here, he doesn't have much articulation since, of course, he is a Generation 1 figure after all. His head can go in and out like that, he can turtle up. He can't stay there, of course, because it's spring-loaded. The arms swivel on what I hesitate to call a bicep swivel. I'm not exactly sure what that is. Could be a shoulder, could be a bicep. Who knows? He has an elbow joint, technically, due to transformation, and that gets a very nice curl. But by modern standards, this would be called a curling iron arm. So, how about that? The thighs have a swivel right below the pelvis, which is pretty nice. It's not really useful or anything, but, you know, options. And he has a knee joint, which is pretty cool. Can't really use it though, because try to stand him up, he'll fall over. So, Frenzy, he has a little bit of variation, mostly in the arms. The legs, I wouldn't mess with them unless you have a flight stand or something. LASERBEAK. We've already covered this in the Soundwave and Buzzsaw review I posted yesterday, so I'll be brief. He can flap his wings forward and backwards, and his head can lunge forward. So all in all, I wouldn't really expect much out of these two figures because they are both very basic and very old. So of course they don't move very much in any meaningful, useful ways. I really like the tapes. They're just so much fun. They go great with Soundwave as pets and minions, and are just fun little figures all on their own. If you like what you see, then buy 'em post-haste. This has been Kit Catastrophe. Transform and roll out.